Okay. It's supposed to be H2 audio. But for some reason, I don't feel like it was.
She's saying you can mute Logitech. What's Logitech? I guess
That's the
like
Logitech, but no, they're muted. Well, they're not necessarily muted, they're disabled. I've completely disabled them. There's only one microphone enabled right now.
That's our H2 Zoom, which is right here.
That's the Zoom. No, don't do defaults. H2. Okay, whatever. Let's just keep going for the moment. We'll go back here so we can see our little chat.
Perfect.
All right. Brian motherfucking Hoffman. How are you doing?
Pretty good, buddy. Looks like we got something going on here. So
I think we do. We do. We got a little something, something. A little something, something. Oh, that's why there's three of us watching. There's the two of us. And
so basically, we're
Vicky.
watching ourselves.
Yeah, we are watching ourselves. Vicky's got us on the background as she makes dinner.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. I feel better now.
Yeah, and there's a Malcolm right there. Brian, you know what I find annoying?
What's that?
Self-defense. I honestly don't believe that self-defense is worth anything. Like, the way it's advertised, the way it's set out there is like, oh, come to our 2-hour course and we'll teach you how to defend yourself. I think it's a marketing tool. I think it's excellent for getting people interested in...
to take that next step.
That next step, you know? But maybe it gives you a little bit of awareness as to what your surroundings are and maybe what to look for, what you should maybe do, aka run away, you know, and like don't ever try to fight, just try to escape with your life, sort of a deal.
Basically, it's usually a 1 or 2 strikes to a certain area, and then get out of the situation.
Beyond that value, I don't think there is a lot of value. Like, I've taught a bunch of self-defense classes in my time, and personally myself, I've been that bad influence, you know, where I haven't reinforced to the people that are taking the course, this is just an introductory, just something to give you an idea. If you actually want to learn how to defend yourself, you're going to need to practice.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something that I was never strong about enforcing.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Was it more of just like a weekend deal or like a couple-hour course?
Yeah, just a few hours, just a couple hours, either teaching in a school environment or I did some in-home training sessions. But I was never able to, you know, test people. And I think if I was to do it again, it would be very much more about, hey, you need to give some time to this in order to really utilize these tools that I'm offering you, right? But here's what it's like. Here's what it is.
Yeah.
And maybe in that course, depending on the size of it, actually do a little bit of a sort of a live drill, you know? Like here, I'll show you this move. Now here's us practicing. Here's what it might actually be like, you know, and then get in there and grab, whatever, you know, like just to
exactly. I was watching
to change that situation up.
I was watching a YouTube video one time where, you know, you have your regular self-defense videos where you know everyone's on the mat or whatever. And there's one guy in in the suit that's full body armored up or whatever, and basically kicking him in the junk a bunch of times, which you know, maybe it can be effective, or maybe it can make the person really, really angry and take their aggression level to the next level. So so you have that situation. But I did see one video once where it was a self-defense where it's working with an individual, a woman. And basically, they would actually go in a park scenario and tell her basically you can't look and whatever, and someone would attack her at different areas where it come out of nowhere, where all of a sudden they're just talking, and this guy would come out and attack her, and so basically had to go the routine. So it was kind of more of a step in the general direction of a live scenario. So I guess that would be a little bit better idea than just having, you know, hey, let's kick the dummy a bunch of times here.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. Like, self-defense is a misnomer. You never defend yourself. There's only defense and offense. Like, if you're waiting to be attacked, if you're waiting for someone to assault you, it's already too late. And I think that's another whole mentality that's kind of wrong with self-defense and the self-defense industry.
Yeah.
The way it's laid out. Again, I guess the introductory courses are great and a great way to like rope people in, like a free class. But but yeah, it's definitely ineffective and perhaps even dangerous. Like, so many places teach groin kicks, and they are so ineffective. And it, like, yes, getting hit in the groin can be very painful, but it is incredibly hard to do effectively.
Which goes along with your eye gouges and stuff like that. If you're gonna attack a person that's behind you, if you're going for the eye gouge or a direct strike into the groin. I mean, usually in those situations, maybe it's not going to be as easy as it plays out while you're on the mats in taking your course, right?
Yeah.
So, which usually, I guess, will be the next step into that is where it comes into maybe actually practicing something, having a system that you can build muscle memory, which, going into different types of martial arts and whatever else, usually you start building muscle memory to react a certain way. Do you have any thoughts on what might work with that?
Well, for sure, that's the drilling, right? That's the exercises, the repetition. Like, muscle memory is what's going to affect the situation when you can't think, right? When you're just like panicked. Holy shit, this person is going to kill me. Right? And guy, girl, doesn't matter. Female self-defense, male self-defense, it's the same shit. It's protecting your person, and that's it. Right? It's getting you out of trouble. If you're a guy that's smaller than the attacker, it's basically the same as if you're a female smaller than the attacker, right? It's all a matter of using what's available to you. And I mean, with every situation, depending on what's coming at you or who's coming at you, and if you're in an alley or in a corner, right, or in a small room, what you need to apply to get out of that situation is going to be varied, right? So what I have liked to taught in the past is break and escape techniques, where if someone's grabbing your wrist or someone's grabbing your head, your hair, or someone's bear hugging you or whatever, like how you can release yourself from that situation and get out of there without being grabbed once again, right? And then if your situation escalates, and like, oh, you're now on the ground, like, this is, infinite number of situations. But when I would teach a class or a course about self-offense, it was always based around that principle. Like, get out of there before it is even a problem. Right? That's the key to it. And that's where you're saying muscle memory, and then that's...
So key number one might be work on cardio. You gotta get away, you gotta
zombie
run.
land, right?
Always limber up.
What's your perspective on kobatons?
Is that some type of weapon?
Kobatons. Are those collapsible batons?
We
need another computer to search these things out. Well, as far as weapons go, 100% of the time, if you bring a weapon into a situation that you don't know how to use,
you have escalated.
You will be having it used against you. Period. Okay, here we go. Kobaton.
think that's how it is. Or Mace Kubatons.
Kubaton.
We got both coming.
It
up
looks
here.
like a metal spiky stick.
Oh wait, they got here.
Oh, I
Let's pull up
see.
the image here. We can use images, right?
Yep. Oh,
Or
Brian,
let's go.
we
Let's,
could-
let's go to the close up here.
let's go to the close up.
All right, where the hell's your camera? Oh, it's still up there.
There-
There we go. Is that for different striking areas?
Striking areas and then
Effective strike locations with a Kubaton.
yeah. Switch to the other picture there, Brian, of the images. Just so we can.
Or what it looks like.
Yeah.
Down, design, custom. Let's see if we can look at the image here. There we go.
There we go.
It looks like you just
Yeah.
stab people with it.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like it's like a brass knuckle where it's adding mass, and you can only make a good strong fist. Like if you have something in your hand, you can make a stronger fist.
Yeah.
It fills the space up, all the air gaps. Like it's kind of a handicap. Like if you don't know how to make a proper fist,
Yeah.
if your fist is loose, you hit something with it, you're gonna break your knuckles, right? Another thing I like to teach with self-defense though is never strike with a closed hand because you're gonna damage your fists. Striking with the palm is just as effective. It shortens the range, but it's way less difficult. It's way more difficult to screw up than hitting with a closed fist. Because if you're not closing your fist properly, you're absorbing energy with your knuckles, you're breaking your hands.
Yeah.
But hitting with the palm, crack, it'll hurt just as much. Plenty of open fist knockouts in pancration fighting and
Which would
whatnot.
remind me of one guy named Boss Rutan.
Boss Rutan. Yes.
Which, if you don't know who Boss Rutan is, he was a
El Guapo.
El Guapo pride fighter back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's known for his
His liver kicks, liver punches.
liver-
Yeah.
shots to the liver.
Shots to the liver. But yeah, bringing a weapon into a situation is just going to escalate it. I don't think it's ever really a good idea.
And usually, if you come from a bar situation where someone wants to pick a fight with you and you go and stab them, but hey, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, in the event of an assault, the time it would take you to extricate a weapon from your pocket or purse may be the time you needed to simply escape. Because harming your opponent might only serve to escalate the violence if you're not able to finish them
Yeah.
at the same time. The only pain you need to deliver is what is required to get you out of there, right? And even at that, like, it's never really the case. The only time you want to be trading blows is if you're in a professional fight. Really.
Yeah. Because everyone knows that, you know, there's always the one chance of getting knocked out, even if professional fighter, all it takes is one in the right spot, and you go out. And then there you are unconscious with a very angry person.
Yeah. Now you can defend yourself not at all.
Yeah.
You've removed all of your tools from the situation. But yes. Huh.
Which is why we like grappling.
This is why we like grappling. Hi, Malcolm.
Actually, was it just last week we had a little party here. We had a few people
Sit down.
jump on the mats
Sit
here.
down.
And it's kind of interesting perspective. People that have experience with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and people that have no experience with it. And when you put them into a situation where they're like, okay, you know, try attack this person, try to do something to them
Yeah.
that doesn't have experience, and, you know, hey, sit on my chest and try to harm me. And if you can get out of that situation, it's kind of interesting going from someone that knows how to defend it, knows what to do, compared to someone that doesn't really know what to do, and how fast you can get out of the situation and reverse it on them, right? So
I'm sure like Vicky can speak to that too, because she was there and she got to experience that, where given all of the advantages, how long were you able to hold that position, that top position of full advantage, right?
she said she's still suffering from her
Oh.
stretched tricep. So
It's still a bit knotted up, eh?
actually, my shoulder was pretty a little bit jacked out after that one.
Yeah, I had some soreness, but I only rolled with you a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were drinking and
Yeah.
and no stretching, so that's probably a reason why.
There was zero stretching involved in that whole situation.
Well, yeah, that was a pretty good time though.
Yeah, it was a great time.
There we go. So it seems to be working here. We're sitting at 3 views again.
Still,
which is
that's
probably just one.
our 2 phones, and yeah, I could splash this out onto Twitter and YouTube, I guess, but
This is kind of a trial run. So
this is
see
our
how it
trial
goes
run
so far.
Yeah.
But what we'd like to do is probably maybe get a few more camera angles.
It would be nice. We need 2 laptops at least. We know this,
Yeah.
right? We need one to run the streaming software, and then one to look things up, whatnot.
Yeah.
I wonder how to set it up so that we can view that machine, that machine's monitor, to broadcast that as
Yeah.
well if we want to show
So
that.
like you have one computer, it's kind of like
Yeah.
they're doing internet clips or something like that. And
Yeah,
kinda
because
add
we
it
can
into
go
it.
here to the desktop,
Yeah.
right? But if we had a separate machine, how do we tell it to view that
Mm-hmm.
that web source?
Unless you have split screen on your computer, if you put it like extended page maybe.
Well, I mean, if it was on this machine, we could do it all on the same machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking, wondering how to exactly do that. We're currently broadcasting at 720. We could bump it up to 1080 too.
Yeah, then you'll see a lot more wrinkles and stuff.
There's a lot of interesting
We could all use
aspects,
another.
yeah.
We could all use another computer, right?
I mean, at present, we don't really need the 2 cameras. It's kind of fancy, I guess, for like talking back and forth to each other. I don't know. Does this look really awkward? That we sit here talking to each other, facing each other like this? Is this awkward as all
We
hell?
should be lounging in some chairs,
Yeah.
just a little more relaxed. Well, we are in a garage. It's a little cold here.
What are
Getting
you
blasted.
talking about? It's like,
Well,
it's bad. Toasty,
Are you
man.
getting toasty? I'm getting blasted. I feel like my eyeballs are drying out, like in the
you're-
Sahara Desert over
For
here.
me, it's just fine. It looks great, like a podcast. Good. And I'm hoping that the audio is actually streaming from the Zoom. I'm pretty sure it is, but it doesn't let me change it. So I don't know. Actually, I'm going to do a little experiment. I promise I won't let it go looping out of control. I'll pick the worst microphone, and I'm going to enable it. And then I'm going to see if I can switch to it.
There's a dog on your leg.
Yeah, there he is. He's trying to hump me.
Hey, come on, get here. Back here, come on. Go lay down.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is the microphone it's using. So if I switch
To this one, all right. The audio quality should suddenly take a dive right into the fucking ditch.
Alright, so
Yep.
because you said the quality was great, now it probably sounds like shit, so.
Yep. Let's swap back.
Test, 1, 2.
And there we go.
Test. Better 1, 2.
This should be better now. Should be back to the better quality.
Yep, a deep dive. Ooh, going deep.
Yeah, deep dive. See, look at that. We're high quality,
There
Brian.
we go.
High quality.
Thanks, Zoom.
Thanks, Zoom. And we have another one too, so we could each have our own microphones, and we could really kick it up a notch.
You can do it directional, I guess, just right in front of our faces.
Yeah. So let's see if we step back and what the mats look like from the single camera viewpoint.
It's far out. Oh, choose that. There we go.
Oh, so we gotta watch the chairs. It's actually not too bad.
Pretty good.
Like, if you're looking at a full screen, it's almost like it actually should be a little bit closer. Right? So from this square here, it looks to be about the right
Yeah, I mean, you can use that here.
spot.
Again, we could get a second camera and have it closer, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it should be like right here,
Right here, up high,
there.
looking
Nope,
down.
it's like that. Yeah.
What do you think? Works out?
So if Brian wanted to come at me and grab my throat, oh, because people do this all the time in the streets. Why, you little kid?
I'll choke you.
I'd be like,
You forgot the groin strike.
no, don't strike the groin.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we gotta do all the bad ones. Gotta do all the bad ones, Brian. Okay. Come on.
Kinda hurt my foot a bit. It is effective.
Effective.
Don't forget about the foot stomps. Alright, so it's a possibility we could have some good camera views going on over there.
Yeah, buddy. Holy shit! There's 4 people. We got one more.
That's one more than before.
It is.
I think it was the foot stomps that brought him
The
in.
foot. There definitely was the foot stomp that brought them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you drinking there, Brian?
What was in my fridge? Alexander Keys here.
Okay, I got this Tree Brewing Bluebird Lager. It's a completely inoffensive.
Inoffensive. That's
Inoffensive. It's just
That's
a real.
what I look for in my beers. Inoffensive.
It's not going to be anything I'm going to write home about. It's like a. As far as lager goes, I'd almost say it's more of a pilsnery taste to it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. Yeah.
I always go with the Keys. It's my staple beer. You know. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive. It's just kind of does the job. You know.
Oh, 1 or 2 root beers. Thank you. Bonus. There's nothing like the spoils of a party. Like people just leave alcohol behind.
Yeah.
It's like that's the half of the
Point of having a party.
It's one
Yeah,
one big
raid
part
your
of having a
fridge
party.
a few
yeah.
days later and go,
Absolutely.
wow, I've never tried this thing before.
Yeah. Well, our additional viewer came and went.
Yep, he said these guys are.
Yeah. Oh, do you have from jujitsu class, fucking
Do I have what?
what's his pickle?
A person?
Yeah, who streams too.
I can't remember.
That he's doing his jujitsu vlogs.
Oh, Robert?
Robert, yeah, I was thinking Roger. Yeah. Is he on Twitch? Was he doing his on Twitch?
I don't know. I think he was doing Instagram stuff for a little while.
Oh, he's doing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, because I didn't have him on there. So
I thought about doing that as well, just like the day in the life of training jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
Usually would end up showing up late to class, so I didn't have time to do it anyway, so, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, have you ever thought about doing like a vlog of your training
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Try
I
to
have
set up
definitely.
some of your matches or set up, because I know on your YouTube channel you got a bunch of your videos from a few tournaments and whatnot. But
Yeah, a
as in
bunch
like a daily thing and maybe some open mat sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to like get some video at open mats. You see, that's something we could do on here through our jujitsu segment.
Yeah.
We could play one of our sparring matches at the jujitsu and talk about it.
Yeah.
We could throw it up there and
Yeah, go through it and go, oh, what was I doing there? What was I doing there? Oh, hey, that's a good move.
exactly.
So what do you got coming up with jiu-jitsu? We have a tournament coming up in about a month.
We do.
Was that
April 14th?
Yeah.
I think. April 14th, the Copa Katana. This will
is
be
gonna
my
be
third time at that tournament.
Yeah, out in Richmond there.
Yeah.
So.
That'll be
And
fun.
is this the first time you're competing as a blue belt?
Yeah, first time at Blue Belt.
So it's quite a step up.
That's-
When you look at
yeah.
the belt system,
Mm-hmm.
you know, white belts, you kind of got it's a long period of white belt, and then all of a sudden, you know, if you make it a blue belt, you know, I guess it kind of says, hey, pretty legit, you know.
Yeah, there's a. It's definitely a little more intimidating, a little more nerve wracking.
Yeah.
That the idea that oh shit, you are by no means gonna have a chance to meet up with a rookie.
That's true. Yeah.
At white belt, at least there's a chance sometimes you might get
6 months.
you might get an easy match with somebody who just started. Most people that come to the competition have been training a while because everyone's like, I need to know. Oh, I have to have some more experience before I compete, right?
Yeah.
And so vast majority have some. Like you could hit a guy who's a 4-stripe white belt, and he's or she's been training for 2-3 years already. Like they're pretty much blue belt already.
Yeah.
Right. You get blue belt though. Some guy might almost be a purple belt.
Yeah, so it's anywhere in between there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely you never know what you're gonna get.
You never know.
So you just gotta prepare for that. So do you have any training routines that you got coming up for preparing for this tournament?
Nope. I like to basically stick to a very simple plan with every time I enter tournaments. I like to go with what I am very most comfortable with, my highest percentages. Like when I'm sparring at school, whatever, when I'm training, I want to try all the things. I don't want to, because everyone knows my game, and I got to try something different, try to mess with them or whatever. But when you go to the tournament, they don't know who you are. They don't know what you can do. So you hit them up with your best shit. They don't know where it's coming from. And smack them down, right? So for me, that's take down 2 points, move to mount or side control 2 more points, and then work the submission from there. Just keep them pinned to the ground like a freaking stake. Right through their chest, boom, into the ground. That's it. I don't want them to do anything. I don't want them to move.
Try to keep scrambles to a minimum.
Yeah. I only want scrambles when it's gonna benefit me. When I'm in a bad spot, force a scramble.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because sometimes like I guess I've only done 2 tournaments, so this will be my 3rd. And as you go along, you kind of figure out a game plan you want to go in there with. Sometimes you gotta watch out for nerves and everything else because that can go right out the window.
Yeah.
So it's just practicing to stay calm and focus on what game plan you want to implement, right? Sometimes it doesn't go your way, and you have to work your way out of it. So.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like you got your game plan, you stick to it as best you can, but not necessarily going to be able to execute. Yeah, so gotta be flexible too.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a whisper.
That's true.
Adding community. Okay.
Well, that's the thing. We could add.
I don't even know how to do this dashboard business. We're just figuring it out at the moment.
You could also change the name of it too, or.
Yeah, I think I'm going to simul stream this to YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll make another YouTube channel for it.
So is Twitch, I guess we don't know any of the problems that can get us kicked off here. Like, is there any things you can't add certain videos? Can you stream stuff from other
they're
places?
not nearly as strict.
Yeah.
Because it's not nearly as public.
Yeah.
I guess it's not nearly as in the public eye, right? So, and also Twitch is much more for long format stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Longer podcasts and that sort of thing. Or videos, or video games and whatever else.
Yeah, exactly. You could stream for hours and hours and hours, whereas YouTube is specifically designed for more shorter form stuff on YouTube and whatever.
I'm glad Vicky knows what's going on here.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot, seriously.
There you go, yeah. Well, the I know several people that live stream to simulcast to multiple
Yeah.
locations.
And what are those
so
ones? Like YouTube and
just YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. So as far as I know. Yeah. Pretty much. What do we got here, Brian? Oh, we've been broadcasting for over 30 minutes on this additional broadcast.
well, that was pretty good. 'Cause
It
we're
is.
shooting for 15, so hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
we
blew that away on the first half, where
Yeah.
we were like till we got caught in a loop.
But we're already on a third podcast.
Oh
this
my
evening,
God!
so
Third podcast this evening,
we're doing pretty
and
good.
all we managed to talk about was jujitsu.
And self-defense, or what do you call it?
Oh, yeah, self-offense.
Self-offense.
Yeah. What happened to you? I'm not even sure. The chat's so far behind.
I know. I think he just wants us to drink her leftover drinks from last time.
Mm-hmm. So many technical difficulties. Oh yes, that is life. The life of streaming, for sure. But yeah, next time I will blast it out onto Twitter and Facebook, and maybe you blast it onto your Facebook too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get a few more views on it.
Yeah, we can talk about your band too.
Well, there's lots
Right?
of stuff we can
You
talk
see,
about.
and the things that we interact with the peoples, you know, and it could make for a lot more fun shit.
There we go. We
Yeah,
need some topics. So
Yeah,
it was not bad for a first trial run.
it's great because we didn't even look anything up and do any research.
Exactly.
We should each bring 2 or 3 talking points next time.
There we go.
What we
When's the next time?
We're gonna do this tomorrow. Want to do it tomorrow?
Could do it.
Or
Although
we
I
can do it later tonight.
might go to
We
class.
can do it again.
We can do it again because I think we gotta go pick up some more beer because I ain't going to class today, so I think I'll be going tomorrow.
Maybe after dinner we'll do it again.
Yeah, I could do that.
I could-
All right. Well, for the time being, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks, Paul, for hosting us at your Dumb Luck Brewery.
Yeah. Dumb
In
Luck
the
Future Brewery.
process, in the
Yeah,
process.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Yeah, and thank you, Brian, for joining me today at Dumb Luck Brewing podcast.
All right.
All right,
Catch you later.
See ya.
We'll see you for the next one.
see ya.
Peace.
Hey, should have this up first so I can stop it.
Yeah.